Sharitha.
Hello, my name is Sharitha Richardson, and welcome to Family and Community Engagement ODLSS Mayor's Office for People with Disabilities presentation, a face-to-face program offering. Things you need to know: this session will be recorded. We want to share the knowledge with other parents, so it will be uploaded on YouTube. We will have a presentation followed by Jocelyn Romazanti and Eric Lopez. Throughout the presentation, if you happen to hit the present button, don't worry, just please hit stop presenting. Next slide, please. Thursdays, November 4th, we will have College and Careers presentation, followed by a Gold CPS presentation. And Friday, we will have Eat Smart Move and other face-to-face presentations. So you can access all of this information by the links. Once again, my name is Sharitha Richardson, and we will have a MOPD working while receiving SSI, SSDI benefits, what you need to know. The presenters will introduce themselves and then the presentation will begin.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jocelyn Romasanta. I'm from the Mayor's Office for People with Disabilities, and I'm here with Eric Lopez. And we will be discussing how benefits such as SSI, SSDI may be affected by work, because a lot of individuals who are receiving this type of benefits want to work but afraid of what's going to happen to those benefits when you are working. But first of all, here at the Mayor's Office for People with Disabilities, we also have other programs and services that I'm going to have Eric talk to you briefly, and then we're going to go over about SSI and SSDI. Eric?
Hi, thanks, Jocelyn. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Eric Lopez, also here at the Mayor's Office for People with Disabilities. We are a city department covering Chicago residents with disabilities, their families, friends, and guests to the city. And so we offer various types of services to our residents, from what we'll talk about, benefits counseling. We provide home modification services, where if your home is not accessible to the individual who lives in the home, you can apply to our program and they'll review your request and, if possible, perform the modification at no cost to you. We do have access to home delivered meals to eligible individuals, and we also provide some help at home, homemaker, personal assistance services to eligible individuals. So all you'd have to do is either contact 311 and ask for those services, or call our office at 312-746-5773. And so we'll answer questions to that at the end, and we'll begin, I guess, with the topic for today, which is working while receiving benefits. Jocelyn?
Okay, thank you, Eric. Now, first of all, there are two types of benefits that a person may get from Social Security. One is SSI, Supplemental Security Income, which is received on the first of the month. And right now, for 2021, the most that a person may receive is $794 a month. And these are individuals with little or no work history. And so therefore did not pay enough into the Social Security FICA system. And the other one is called SSDIs, Social Security Disability Insurance, which is received on the third of the month or later in the month. And the amount that the person may receive depended on how much money they put into the Social Security tax system. So pretty much, the more money you earn from work, the more taxes are taken out, including Social Security, and the higher your benefit payment will be. So we're going to start with SSI. which again is received on the first of the month. So typically, when a person on SSI goes back to work, you need to report your earnings to Social Security. That is very important because with SSI, when a person is working, Eric, go back. Okay. When a person is working, Social Security needs to know how much money they are earning each month because they will do a calculation to determine how much the SSI will go down to. But even when there is a reduction to the SSI cash benefit, it's always to your advantage to go to work because you will always end up with more money by working. So let me give you an example. Let's say a person on SSI goes back to work and let's say they're earning 1,200 gross per month. Once Social Security does the calculation, their SSI will go down to $236.50 for the month. And a lot of people are like, well, how could that be to my advantage? Because my SSI just went down from $794 to $236.50. But we are forgetting the $1,200 that was earned from work. So now we are looking at $1,436.50. That's the $1,200 earnings from work plus the adjusted SSI of $236.50. So it's always going to be more money when we are working. Plus, did you know that if you are working, you are also paying into the Social Security taxes, not just for your retirement benefits, but also for the disability benefit? You may heard of some people that are receiving this other type of benefit, which is SSDI, and they're like, well, how come that person is getting a lot more than $794? Is because that person had worked and put money into the Social Security FICA system. So if you are on SSI, or if you know anyone who's on SSI, it's always best for the individual to go to work because they will always end up with more money, and the Medicaid card will not be affected until they start earning $3,196 gross per month. And at any time that you have to stop working, your SSI goes back up to $794. Again, it is very important that you report your earnings to Social Security on a monthly basis, because if you are working, but you're not letting Social Security know, they are going to continue to send you the $794 of SSI, and that's going to be an overpayment, and we do not want to do that. Now, there is a special work incentive. Next slide, Eric. There is a special work incentive for students under the age of 22, because for students, they are able to work. And did you know that the student is able to earn up to $1,930 gross per month and still receive the entire $794 of SSI? There is a cap of $7,770 a year, because since they are a student, they're not going to be working, probably not throughout the school year. And if they do, it's probably just going to be, part-time employment. So let's go back to the example. Let's say for the summer, let's say for 3 months, that student is earning, the example here, $1,866 per month during the 3 months of summer. So for 3 months, they can earn $1,866 and still get the $794 each month. So that's a lot of money for them. Now, we do caution people who are on SSI and Medicaid that when they are working, they're probably going to want to be like, okay, I'm going to have to start saving money in the bank. They need to be careful, because SSI and Medicaid, you can only have up to $2,000 in the bank. And later on, we will be discussing another option that is available where you can put some money away and not interfere with your SSI and Medicaid. Now, before we move on, let me talk to you briefly about the other benefit, SSDI, Social Security Disability Insurance. For those of you, or if anyone that you know who's getting SSDI, Social Security Disability Insurance, again, which is received on the 3rd of the month or later in the month, you need to make an appointment with either me or Eric, because we will sit down with you and provide you with benefits counseling. Because for SSDI individual, when you go back to work, your benefit will be affected differently. For once, if this is the first time that you are going back to work since receiving your SSDI benefit, you're going to go through a trial work period. The trial work period is for 9 months. During this 9 months, you can earn as much money as you can. There is no income limit. And the reason why we urge you to meet with us individually is because we need to verify the trial work period months with Social Security. Unfortunately, we have met with individuals that they thought, oh, I have those 9 months. But when we verified with Social Security, they have used those 9 months already without even knowing it. So we want to make sure that we are providing you with accurate information, because once you complete the 9-month trial work period, you go into another period. It's called extended period of eligibility. And that's the time that Social Security will see how much money you're earning per month to determine if you are eligible for your SSDI check or not. Right now, for 2021, after the 9-month trial work period, any months that you earn $1,310 gross for the month or more, you will not receive your SSDI check. But if you make less than that, you will receive your SSDI check. So let me give you an example. In Chicago, minimum wage is $15 an hour. For if, let's say, if a person goes back to work and is earning $15 per hour, that person can work, let's say that person decides, I'm going to work 21 hours a week. That equals to $1,260 gross per month, and that person will continue to be eligible for SSDI benefits. The red, white, and blue Medicare will not be affected for at least 8.5 years. And at any time that something happens, again, like with SSI, everything goes back to the way it is. So I'm going to turn it over to Eric to provide you with the next slide.
Thank you, Jocelyn. We'll be taking questions at the end. I'm sure there'll be many. So like Jocelyn mentioned about the student earned income exclusion, you do have to be under the age of 22 and regularly attending school. So if you're 18 and you're done with school, you are not eligible for the student earned income exclusion. So you do have to be in some type of educational setting. And like Jocelyn said, they exclude up to $1,930 of your income a month. And so those of you who want to work through One Summer Chicago and are concerned about the summer income, don't be. Have them work, because they can report their wages to Social Security, letting them know, hey, I'm still a student at Ray Graham. I'm still a student at Whitney Young, at Lane Tech, at Simeon, at Chicago Ag. And so Social Security will exclude that student's income up to, of course, that's $7,770 a year. And so what do you need to tell Social Security when you work? Well, you need to provide Social Security with pay stubs, the actual pay stubs. Nowadays, with direct deposit, there's not a physical pay stub most times. So you and your student need to figure out the payroll website or HR website that you need to download your pay stubs with. You also need proof that you are still a student. So your school ID, school registration, or current course schedule, that would work. And you need to do that almost practically for every year that you report. Again, yes, Social Security does not know you are working unless you tell them. And so don't assume that just because they're taking out Social Security tax from your pay stub, that they know you're working. You have to tell them. And they do let you know on all the letters that you receive. There's typically a statement towards the last page that says, please inform us of any change in your situation. Getting a job is a change of a situation. Getting a pay raise is a change in your situation. Losing your job is a change in your situation. So if you don't want to be having to pay money to Social Security or have Social Security owe you money, then you need to report your income to Social Security. And so you need to report promptly. You as a student, parent, legal guardian, or representative payee can report wages either using the SSI wage reporting app or the website, ssa.gov, my account, or you can mail your pay stubs in. Or if it's accessible, the Dropbox that they might have available for individuals to drop information in. But yes, report every month. Oh, and also reminding you that if your student is also a minor that that's getting SSI, remember that your income as a parent can also affect the SSI of your minor child. And Jocelyn brought this up earlier. Can I save money if I get SSI? It's a bit of a double-edged situation. The answer is yes, but up to a certain amount. And so it is limited to $2,000 if you're getting SSI and or regular Medicaid. And so if you go over the $2,000, you'll be suspended on a resource excess decision from your SSI and your Medicaid. The nice thing is that now there is the ABLE account. And so what are ABLE accounts? ABLE accounts are savings and investment plans that makes it possible for people with disabilities and their families to save money for expenses related to living with a disability. ABLEs can help solve a long time problem that people with disabilities on how to build financial wellness without risking their benefits. And so that's the website for Illinois, illinoisable.com. The program is managed by the Illinois Treasurer, and so they handle the funds. you are not able to physically go to a bank and ask for an ABLE account. If you do, might be a fun experience because they'll look at you all funny and ask that, what are you talking about? So the Illinois ABLE is only accessible through illinoisable.com. And so for SSI specifically, you are able to save up to $100,000 in there and not affect your SSI as a resource. Again, this is for resource restrictions, resources, assets. It does not mean that if you deposit your work income as a direct deposit into an ABLE, that Social Security will ignore it. It will still count it as earned income if you choose to do a direct deposit of your work check, because you still earn that money. You're just saving it. ABLE accounts are just for savings. And so for Medicaid, Medicaid will exclude whatever amount you have in there, but SSI will only exclude up to $100,000. This is the advantage also for having Medicaid. There are no limits for Medicaid, for SSDI, in terms of how much money you can save. And so this is the full website, Illinois ABLE. And for benefits. And so you can, we are meeting with individuals one-on-one, either by phone or by video. If you choose, in order to contact us, you can book your own appointment online. And actually, I tried this out. I'll leave this here for a minute. If you point your camera at the QR code, you'll get the link to our booking website. Some of you may want to try it out. Or this is the link, the bit link to the booking website that you can book an appointment with us. Are there any questions in the chat? If not, you can give us a call at 312-746-5743. You get access to us that way. Again, highly encourage you to the level that your student can work, to get them working, to start contributing to their own Social Security, disability, and Social Security retirement. If your student is getting benefits through you, then give us a call and we can talk to you about that, because those rules are also different from SSI. I realize we went kind of quick for many people. We like to go through it and usually take questions and that people may have. I'm gonna stop sharing, assuming most people were able to point their cameras at the QR code and get the link to book an appointment. Okay.
Thank you, Jocelyn. Thank you, Eric. That was an amazing presentation. We really appreciate you. For those of you who are unfamiliar, my name is Kimberly Johnson, and I am one of the parent involvement specialists for the Office of Diverse Learner Supports and Services. And I also have my colleagues with me, Michelle Burgess, you could just raise your hand, and Janice Gutierrez, and Gustavo Olivari. Raise your hand. So and our role is to support parents through training, through attending IEPs and 504 plans, as well as helping you navigate the special education process within CPS. So we have in the chat our ODLSS parent reference sheet for you to access. You can call us via our helpline, which is a voice messaging system, and we will respond to your call within 48 hours. You can also email us, and then we have our individual emails. If you know us personally, I do see some parents that are very familiar here. And so welcome and thank you. So right now, what we're gonna do is look at the chat. I think there is a couple of questions here and see. Okay, it says, what would you suggest for a student who does not live at home, but the parent still files them for their taxes?
I'm gonna need something more. What exactly are you referencing? What are you referring to?
Is this referring to SSI, SSDI? I think this may be something that, because it may contain personal information,
Okay,
maybe reaching out to you and Jocelyn. So if maybe we can put your phone numbers or emails in the chat.
okay.
Says, how does the student's tax credit work in this situation? So for this particular situation, we would need to know more information. You said, what would you suggest for a student who does not live at home, but the parent still files them for their taxes? Do you mean a student who is receiving SSI or SSDI?
The student earned income,
Let's see what they're saying.
or are you talking a college age?
No, Ms. Campbell, do you want to just unmute and ask your question?
Okay, if the student earned income exclusion has nothing to do with taxes, it is when a work incentive, if they are receiving SSI, it is something that the student can use so that Social Security exclude their earned income as a student. It doesn't have to anything to do with taxes.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Okay. Any other questions? So the question that says, I'm going through the process of a kidney transplant because my kidneys are operating at 8%. I was told that I cannot receive disability because I am not on dialysis.
I think that's a question for Social Security. We don't know at what degree people become eligible.
Absolutely.
Okay, if you applied for disability benefits and you got denied, chances are you're missing medical documentation. So I would suggest to appeal that process and see what Social Security says.
Obviously, you'd have to provide the most current medical documentation. So if your kidney function decreased even more, that's something to provide. All income is income if a parent inherits money from them. If the student is under the age of 18, then yes, all parent income is considered. It's technically, you're not gonna be stingy and not share with the children. But the student, Social Security will consider any change of income situation for a minor child. If they're 18 and over and they've been approved for benefits as an adult, then the parental income no longer matters.
This is the other reason why we encourage individuals on SSI to go to work and be switched to SSDI, because with SSDI, all Social Security is concerned about earned income, what you actually earn from work. And if it's over that 1,310, any inheritance they're not gonna count. It doesn't matter how much money you have in the bank, only SSI.
At 18, they can apply. So the question, so at 18, they can apply for SSDI. So at 18, they can apply for SSI. SSDI is for individuals with a work history. Now, Social Security may ask if they've worked before, because if they're 16 and they've been working since they were 16, then maybe they've paid into Social Security enough, but they will apply at 18 on their own, normally for SSI.
Typically, when you put in an application, Social Security will make a determination which benefit you qualify for. Now, there is a possibility that when you're 18, that you will get SSDI or the childhood disability benefits. This is benefit that is received, is actually through a parent who have paid enough into the Social Security tax system and has either retired or is deceased. And Social Security, again, will make that determination which benefit you qualify for.
Yeah.
Are there any additional questions? Well, we also want to bring to your attention that there is a survey that we put in the chat. And if you could just take 2 minutes to complete that, that will really help us to plan for our future conferences and share with our presenters feedback on additional information that they may be able to include or how great they did today, which they did do an amazing job. And the question I have here is, can parents email you for individual appointments?
Yes, definitely. If you, Eric, just put in how you can book appointments with either Eric or I, and we will be more than happy to talk to you.
So I see the survey was just added again. And then I see Eric did add the benefits counseling appointment link. Any other questions? Okay. Well, thank you so much for your time today. Thank you again, Jocelyn, Eric, and thank the FACE team for your logistics today. And all of us working together, it's amazing. So we will hold on for a few more seconds to give everyone a chance to access the survey. And we'll definitely be sending it to all those persons who joined today. Last chance, any other questions? Well, Jocelyn and Eric, you did a record time for the most informative presentation in under an hour.
Yes.
Thank you. And for those of you that do not want to ask your question in front of everybody, feel free to reach out